Hello friends, welcome to my channel Rex Rahul. In the previous video we saw how we can generate an executable jar file using the Gradle Distribution plugin. In this video we will see how we can package files like documentation and startup scripts with that executable jar. So let's get started. So to package the application with all the required files, we will have to use distribution plugin. This plugin can create an archive containing binaries, libraries, configuration files, and other resources. Distribution plugin generates two types of archives, tar and zip, using the dist-tar and dist-zip tasks respectively added by this plugin in the project. This is the same project from my previous video in which we have used the Gradle Shadow plugin to generate the fat jar. In this project, we have also added a readme.md file and a script folder containing the simple startup script with name as jartest.sh. Let's apply the distribution plugin in its plugin.gradle file. Since the distribution plugin is a core plugin in Gradle, you can use it directly without needing to install anything extra. You just need to apply in your build.gradle. Once applied, the plugin adds an extension named distributions to the project and creates a single distribution with name main in the distribution container. You can also add your custom distribution, but we won't be discussing that in this video. The distribution plugins adds a number of tasks in the project like dist-tar, dist-zip, assemble dist, and install dist. Dist-tar generates a tar archive with .tar extension. Dist-zip task generates a zip archive with zip extension. Assemble dist is used when you want to generate both zip and tar archive. Install dist assembles the distribution content and install it on the current machine. By default, the distribution plugin looks for the contents in dist folder to add to the archive. Here the distribution.name is main, which is by default set by the distribution plugin. So if you don't have anything in this folder, distribution plugin won't generate the archive by running any distribution tasks. To add contents in your archive, either put your distribution content files in the dist folder or configure the distribution to add additional files in the archive. So currently our purpose is to create an archive containing the fat jar, a script, and a readme.md file. So we will configure the distribution plugin for these additional files like this. Because I have used the shadow jar plugin here to generate a fat jar, I have created a dependency of distribution on the shadow jar task. You can also use the jar task to generate a fat jar and define the implicit dependency in the distribution container that will also generate the same archive but using the jar task. You can check my other video in which I have explained how we can create a fat jar using jar task. We are using shadow jar plugin here, so we will use that. So now with the shadow jar plugin, if you run .gradlew dist-tar, it will generate an archive containing the contents of additional file we have configured. So now you have your project's distribution archive with all the needed files to run the application, and anyone can use it to run your application. Similarly, you can create zip archive by running dist-zip task like this. It will generate a zip archive. Important point here to note is if you run .gradlew build task, it will generate both the archives tar and zip by internally running both dist-tar and dist-zip tasks, just like what assemble dist task does. In this case, if you want only a specific type archive for your project, you can disable the other task in your build.gradle like this. In this video, we have seen that the distribution plugin is used to create and manage distributions of your application in the form of tar or zip archive. It can package or executable jar with other related files like configuration files, documentation, and other dependencies. These archives can be used to deploy the application with all the necessary files. That's all for this video. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel Rex Rahul.